Awesome. Welcome, guys. Today is March 31st of 2016, and we are completely and very excited that we're at the very end of the month, also the end of our first quarter, and we're excited to launch spring training. And why not? If I hear my family, everybody's telling me that it's baseball season. I'm not a baseball fan, but I must be by association. So So we're all into baseball, I guess, at this point, and that's why we titled this Spring Training. And also because we're in the mood of doing a lot of different things than we have been doing from the beginning. So we want to welcome you. If you are brand new to our team, this is Team Conquer, Team Fear, Team Freedom. We have Team Faithful, Team. We have a whole bunch of groups, and the reason why we all have a team name is because once we get started, we basically branch off into our little families, and then we extend and continue serving others. And we'll talk more about that. But let me get started with sharing about this month's promotion, because we already know the news on what's going to be happening for the month of April. So we know that there are a few challenge packs that will be on sale. The first challenge pack that will be on sale is the Master's Hammer and Chisel with a Shakeology, and that would be for $160, and it's regularly for $180. What you can do is you can go into the FAQs 4380 from your Beachbody online office, and you can find out more information. We also post a very nice picture for you to save on your phone and have it easy handy about all the other challenge packs and other sales that will be happening in the month of April. It is important for you to stay up to par with everything that is happening, not only on Beachbody, but as a team in general, so that you kind of get an idea on what are some of those things that are happening. Okay, Norris, if I share the screen, can you see it?
Tell me if you're sharing it.
I could share it because okay.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. So what are we going to do today? The goal of this call today is to review our first quarter. For those of you,
presentation mode, please.
For those of you who have been with us since the beginning of our team, this year we started off with a different outlook. We wanted to do things a little bit different, and we wanted to do more of practicing what recruitment was, getting coaches started right, and doing team calls as opposed to doing them on a weekly basis. We were doing them twice a month, and then giving space to other activities. Now, as you know, everything, we have to measure our activities, and then we have to measure the goals and to measure, was it effective? Was the switch effective? Have we noticed duplicatable actions? And, when you look back at yourself as a leader, which I am your, personally sponsored coach, and as I was speaking to one of my newest coach, getting her started right, we were talking that I'm her diamond coach. I'm her star diamond coach. So that means I'm basically responsible for our, team, and I take full responsibility for that. And I also take responsibility for your growth in your own personal business, because you have trusted me, right, to go beyond and to go in the front line and to share what is that works, and, even to fail at times and be okay with that. So as your leader, I feel that I have failed in the sense where we were, starting the year, and we're like, we're going to go gung-ho, we're going to go and we're going to help many lives, and we're going to help people move forward in their business, because at the end of the day, our goal, our purpose as Beachbody coaches is to help people achieve their goals. Because I have my goals, but I know you have your goals, but I can't push my goals on you, and I can't make you go after your goals. And the goal at the end of the day is to help people enjoy what is a healthy and a fulfilling life at that. So when you take those things apart, and being a teacher and educator, I like to look at words, as you know, and I like to break them apart. And when I think about goals, we all know that we come into this business, we come into our challenge groups, we come into this community of support because we have goals. Either that is to lose weight, whether that is to use your fitness and your health as your business so that you can then accrue financial freedom. Or maybe you just want to be part of a community that is supportive and positive because you don't find that in your surroundings. So whatever your goal is, it's time on our first quarter of the year to reflect back and think, how do I feel about that? Do I feel like I've met that? Do I feel like I have found transformation in my fitness? Have I set out to lose the weight from the time that I started? And am I able to say, I feel like I really committed to my workout program. I feel like I really committed to my nutrition. I feel like I really committed to my vital behaviors. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that later. And if the reason why we use these is because it's something that we can measure. And I know that we always say you don't have to be defined by the scale. Don't be defined by your inches. And don't be defined by a number, but be defined by your actions, be defined by the activities, right? And they all kind of go hand in hand. So as your leader, I go back and I look at it and I'm like, I'm really not seeing a lot of duplication happening. So then I say something has to change. And I'm not asking what has to change on your part. From my perspective as your leader, I know there are things that I need to change. And, I'm putting my list together. I'm reflecting a lot on what are those things that I need to put back into place. And a lot of it has to do with getting back to basics, with doing those one-on-one meetings, with going to those one-on-one calls, with hosting, live events where people can come and touch and feel what it means to do and be a part of this business. So another thing is, I know that at the beginning when I first started, I used to tell my coach, I don't want to lead with the income. I don't want to money doesn't drive me. And it's true. Money still today does not drive me. I am not motivated by shiny and sparkly things. Like you can dangle a diamond in front of me and I don't run after it. But you dangle purpose in front of me and I run after that purpose. And when you look at the opportunity that this business can offer to others, and I am proof that I am at home and that I'm enjoying the fruits of my labor and that I don't have to go and report to an employer, that I am being financially free, that I don't owe money on my credit cards, that I can say that I am getting more than what I used to get as a teacher, working from home by serving other people, by helping them live a healthy and fulfilling life. So when I look back at my team, I say, am I helping that many people, do the same thing as I am doing? And to be quite honest, I'm not satisfied with what I see. So that means that I have to up my game. I have to get more in with the trenches because I cannot, and we're going to do that. I cannot control what happens with my team. I cannot control what people do on my team. All I can do is control what I do on my end as the leader. So that's why I'm coming to you first in a reflective way and just sharing with you where I'm at and how things are going to go into play as the quarter begins. Because today we end quarter one and we're going to start with quarter two. And my initial goal is to celebrate transformations, to say, I was able to see that Coach B started in March and she decided that she was going to go full force and she was going to commit to her challenge group. And guess what? Summer came and she celebrated a loss of 40, of 50, of 60 pounds because I know it's possible. I've seen it with my eyes. I believe that the products we have in our hands can produce the results we're looking for. but we have to make that decision. I also believe that with the tools we have in our hands, we can change health. People can stop using pills. People can stop putting insulin in their bodies. We can prevent heart disease. We can end the trend of obesity. But we have to be committed. We have to stay accountable to our goals. And we have to put our mindset back into the challenger. Like when we were excited about our program, we plugged in. We wanted to be in every workout. We wanted to show up with our group because it was life for us. This was the first time in our lives where we started to see change, and change that wasn't going to expire the day our challenge ended. Change that was going to continue forward and move beyond that. And then I want to be able to stand at Summit right before you, and I can get emotional, and I can go back onto that stage, and I can watch a lot of people walk across the stage celebrating rank advancements. I want to see people celebrating that they have created and proclaimed a team of people that are doing and that are loving what they do day in and day out. They wake up with a purpose, and they can't fall asleep because what drives inside of their stomach doesn't let them be, because they know what they have in their hands is huge. And that's what I want to celebrate with you. I want you to shred mortgages like they do at Summit. I want you to say, Uniris, because of this opportunity, I was able to buy my house. I was able to buy my car. I was able to take my kids on vacation. I want that. I don't want to go back on another vacation without my team because it feels lonely. I don't want to go to Summit without my team. I don't. So whatever I have to do as your leader, whatever I have to do, I'm going to do. I'm here. I can't force it upon you. All I can do is work from what I know. And that is showing up every single day, getting up like it's my business, and showing you that if I can do it, you can do it too. But you need to make one sole decision that you want it. And you have to commit to that decision, because I can't make that decision for you. And then you're going to have to take action steps that are going to help you meet that goal in between that. And then you're going to know what? You're going to look at your bank account and you're going to be blessed, because you're going to know, and it's going to reflect the number of lives that you have touched. Not by filling yourself with excuses, but by taking action every single day. And that's what I want us to talk about today. That was my little intro, and I always talk to myself, I'm not going to get emotional, but it's hard because I love this, and I love it, and I want you to feel the same that I feel for it. And we're starting with spring, and with spring come new things. And that's how I wake up every morning, thanking God and being grateful for the new things that He provides. Is we start off with a brand new slate. I don't care who you were yesterday. I don't care how many mistakes you've done. I don't even care how many times you have restarted the same program. I don't care. I absolutely have no interest in looking back to yesterday, because I believe that there's only one judge on this earth, and that's not me. I have no power over your life to judge you. Therefore, I won't. So today, we look at our business, we look at our fitness, we look at our health, and we look at our commitment from a new perspective. We're looking at everything brand new, out. I want everything out. All of the old habits have to stay behind us. They have to stay in the back burner. I mean, whenever you even feel like going back to it, I want you to scratch it off and tell it you have no right to come into my life. You know why? Because your personal activity on a daily basis is the cure to what ails you. And I had to look the word ails up because ails is exactly those troubles that come to our lives because they want to affect, and they affect our mind. And when our mind is affected, our body is reflecting on it. And when you feel those two in a battle, you will not have any type of physical activity happening. And that's why working out every single day is such a huge challenge for so many people. But it's the first one that you have to get out of the way. Because once you work out, you release the endorphins. And it's true. It is a happy pill. If you haven't tried it and if you haven't tested it out, I need for you to give it a try because it's going to change you for the rest of who you are. I need you to have this opportunity with yourself. And if you have to do it in front of a mirror, do it. If you have to do it with a notebook, do it. If you have to do it on a daily basis, do it. But you have to come to terms with the things that are your face-to-face battles. We have like little monsters that are hidden in a closet, and they come out on specific moments. Like this right now, today, right before this call was going to happen, there were a few monsters coming on, and they were trying to distract what was going to happen tonight. But the point is, you have to stay focused, and whatever it is that you are afraid of, I need for you to face that fear in its face. I need you to write names down. You need to write names of things and people and dreams that you are afraid of. I want you to write it down. You know why? Because we spend our lives running away from things that we are afraid of. And those things keep coming at us, and they keep coming and they haunt us and they chase after us. And what do? We succumb to them. And then what we do is we become disabilitated. We become paralyzed. We become numbed. And we forget that we had ever dreamed. We forget that we had hope. We forget that we have purpose. And it all dies out on us. And that includes your personal relationships. That includes social media and interacting with other people and embracing the changes that come to life. Guess what? I have news. Life is not easy. Life isn't easy. Life is hard as hell. You're gonna hear bad news every minute of your day. And if you hear someone who tells you that their world is positive and that everything is good, tell them in their face that they're lying, that they're afraid to confront their truth. Because life is real and it is not easy. But that's why only those people who are the chosen ones to become stronger are the ones who survive it. And you have been chosen, because it's not by chance that you and I are having this conversation right now. And I know we're having a conversation and you can't really talk back to me, but I know you're nodding and you're saying, oh my God, it's so true. We all get in funks, and I'm one. I get in a funk and I don't want to get out of my bed. There are days when I don't even want to talk to anyone because my head is exploding, because I have my monsters that are coming at me. But you know what I do? I give myself a moment for a pity party, what I like to call, but then I unfunk myself. You know how I unfunk myself? By doing the reverse of what is coming at me, okay? So whatever that is, speak positive affirmations into your life. Continue to look at your life from a gratitude perspective. And if you have nothing to be grateful for, then reach out to someone and speak to them. And when they tell you their life, you'll find something to be thankful for. Because when you think your life is bad, if you turn around and look at the person next to you, their life is even worse. And you wonder, how can you even complain, right? So those are the things that I want you to put out in the back burner, and let's start fresh, a new, brand new person with a new clean slate. And this is who you are. Here's something else, that if we're going to go ahead and move beyond and move forward in our lives, you have to understand that you cannot help people that are not ready for change. This is something that is hard. For me, it is hard. And I know for you, it is extremely hard. We want to save the world. We see the need. We want to rescue people. We see the desperate looks in their face. We want to give them a hug. We want to take them out of their misery, and we want to bring them onto this side. We want them to experience what real life is all about. But unfortunately, we have no power over them. When people are ready to, they will change. Power word here is they will change. They will never do it before them. And sometimes they will die before they get around to it. Les Brown says that the cemetery is filled with people who died. I believe he says that they died at the age of 25, because when reality hits, people give up on their hopes and their dreams, and they just exist through life, and they die. But their death began at the age of 25, when they forgot that they had the right to live, that they had the right to own their future, that they had the right to be happy, that they had the right to live abundantly with forgiveness in their heart and with joy. They forgot because life took over, because perfection took over, because overwhelm became the most amazing word that came against them. So you cannot make them change if they don't want to. Now, just like when they want to, you can't stop them. Change is a decision, and it has to be made on a day-to-day basis. If someone tells you, I just can't do it, I can't. But if you think about, if they're in an emergency and they have to do something, they can't think it, they just go for it. You can't stop them, because something in them, their adrenaline told them that they got to go after it. Same thing happens when we decide that we're going to do something, nothing will stop us. But boy, when we decide that we're not ready, no one is going to move you. So learn to accept that, because you're working with people and you're not always going to be the lifesaver of all. You're going to talk to a lot of people, but only those who want to change will change. The rest will stay and watch. And that brings me to the word control the controllable. I hear this all the time from my mentor, and sometimes it gets me annoyed, it gets me pissed off, and I feel like, oh my God, I don't want anyone to say this word again to me. But you know what happens? It's something that you have to learn, and it brings peace to your heart, and it brings peace to your mind. On a very hard day, you just say, all I can do is control the controllable. And it goes back to the beginning. It starts with you. You have to devote time and effort, and you have to devote understanding to your own mindset change, to your own personal growth. It's not going to happen by accident, and it's not going to happen by someone passing it on to you. Okay? Like a lot of people tell me, Uniris, I love watching you. I love going on your Instagram because I feel inspired. You make me want to do this. You make me want to do this. You make me want to do that. And I ask them, so what's holding you back? And part of it is they don't believe in it. They don't believe they can. They don't believe they have it. And my response to them is, me neither. I can't. And I never thought that I could, until I gave it a try. And then I devoted time into growing personally and in my own mindset. And I let go of so many things, and I continue to let go of so many things. And the layers continue to just open up and show me different areas of my life that I need to grow in. And it's limitless. Like, you seriously have no limit to where you can go. If you decide that you want to grow, that you want to move beyond your present situation, but you have to start with that decision that you are going to grow. Notice, you have to put your own oxygen mask first. They tell us this when we get on the plane. It's one of the world rules. Everybody knows you need to take care of you first. And we forget. As moms, we forget. As wives, we forget. As members of society, we forget that we have to take care of ourselves. But that's the first thing that has to happen, because it's the number one way that you're going to repel negativity. It's almost like you're going to put your own little cover so that when negativity comes your way, it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to damage you, because you're not going to take it personal. You're not going to take your no's, your objections, you're not going to take them negative. You're not going to put them on you, because it's not your fault that they're not ready to change. You're ready to help them. They're not ready to make that decision. And you have to take it at that. You are not in control of anyone else's fitness but yourself. And we have absolutely no excuse, because before we used to say, oh, I don't have time to make it to the gym. I don't have time because of this. I don't have time because of that. We have workout programs that go from 10 minutes all the way up to 22 minutes, all the way to 25 minutes, to 30 minutes, to 40, to a whole different number of minutes that you want. You have availability of workouts that you can do from the comfort of your home. If you're traveling, from your social media, from your phones, from your computers, from your iPads, you can work out from the gym. You can work out from the basement. You can work out in the kitchen. Who cares where you work out? The goal is that you work out. The goal is that you decide that you are going to make a difference in your body first, and that you're going to get that transformation, and that no one is going to come in between you and your final destiny. And I'm not talking about being going from a size 18 to a size 0. That only is determined by you. I cannot tell you what your goal should be, because it's not me who knows what makes you happy, what makes you fulfilled. Only you know that. And then we have control over our daily 4 vital behaviors. In case you didn't know, Carl and Beachbody Corporate added one more vital behavior to our 3 vitals, which are invite, be proof that the product works, and personal development. In addition, now we have recognition. And basically, recognition is just supporting one another, celebrating small milestones, big milestones, successes. That's what the 4th vital behavior is. And you have control over that. Because if you don't have a team, let's say to say and recognize that you have 5 diamonds coming onto your team this week, you have friends, you have members of your community who you can highlight and who you can say, you know what, today I want to honor my neighbor because she, offered me a coffee or a glass of water or whatever it is she gave you, and you feel appreciative. So now you're going to highlight that. You're going to recognize. That's a 4th vital behavior that you can use. If you have people, customers, coaches in your downline, don't wait until they make a first sale, or don't wait until they post on social media, or don't wait until they come on to the challenge group. Highlight them. If they message you and they told you that they lost 10 pounds, celebrate them. Tell them how good it is that they're joining you. Acknowledge people for the good, for being part of your journey. Those are ways that you can also celebrate. And you're in charge of all of those forming, and you're in charge of inviting people. And I know that all of you, if you've been with us for a while, you know the inviting process. If you're new, you just need to connect with your coach, and your coach will guide you through the inviting process and how to form someone else. But in essence, it's not hard. It's when you lead with your heart that you learn to understand what it is that we do. But you have to be invested in it, and you have to believe it. The other thing is, guys, you have to stay communicating with your team. It's hard when, as your leader, as your co-partner, as your friend, you reach out to people and you tell them, hey, I need your help because I need change in my life. And, you decide, you're all hyped up and you're decided that you're going to do this. And then all of a sudden life happens and you go into Beachbody Island and nobody finds you. You're nowhere to be found. And I respect privacy. And if I reach out to people and I don't hear back from them, I take it as I don't want anything to do with you. So I sort of step back. But it hurts because at the end of the day, we're still friends. We're still connected in one way or another. And there's a reason why our lives connected. Whether you're in it to work the business as a business builder or as a hobby coach, or you just want to build a team, I don't care. But stay communicating with your team, with your group. Stay in communication with your leader. Say to her or him what's going on in your life. And you know what? For now, I'm going to just stay low. Or you know what? I need you to hold me to it. This is what I'm going to do. Whatever it is, be open. Because I've always said, no one can take away from you what you say. All you have is like your honesty, your integrity, and who you are. That's what you take with you on the day you die. That's your legacy. Stay connected to the core and to your fundamentals, to your principles. We're part of what a lot of people don't understand. And this is it's a non-traditional business. It's also a non-traditional way of looking at life, because most people are used to a quick fix. Most people are used to people using them for their personal gains. And once they get what they need, they don't want anything to do with you. So this is different, okay? This is a place in which you can feel at home. You know why? Because the storefront is Beachbody, Shakeology, and the fitness program. But once you walk through that door, what you find inside is a big community of people who, just like you, have struggles, but that are willing to lend you their hand and support you through your way at whichever level you're in. And they love on you and they want to help you because they have a serving heart. And if you find yourself struggling with helping other people, maybe it is because you have not found the love for helping others. But if you're in this because you truly want to help other people, you'll know that you're going to feel like a heavy load in your heart and your shoulders when you see people that have potential, but you just got to let them be. You just got to let them go and let them be at their own space. You also see people sitting on the sidelines with a treasure in their hands, and they are not knowing how to use what's in their hands because they haven't cared to ask, or perhaps they feel like this is not for them, but they haven't taken the time to understand it. And like Saudi says, you have to learn it to grow it. So if you don't understand what you have at your hands, please ask, because you have an amazing opportunity at hands that you may not see the fruits of it like on a turnkey, like it's not a quick fix. You're not going to see it tomorrow, but in the long term, you will. Okay? So we're going to go with the Pareto principles, and this is your 80-20 rule that you will use even for life. Like you hear us all talking about, the 80%, the 80-20 rule. 80% of your results are going to be written by your nutrition. Unfortunately, I wish I told people, I wish I could tell you, you can have pizza, hamburgers, and fries every single day of your life, and then just go work out at the gym and be slim and fit. I wish I can say that that's true. But the reality of it is 80% of all of your results come from the nutrition you put in, and 20% of it comes from your fitness. And 80% of your business focus on your personal activity is going to come, but 20% is going to come from your team. So that's when we have to learn to balance things out. You have to learn to put more emphasis on growing personally and things that you can do that can help increase your business, and then spend 20% on your team. This is where you have to learn not to devote so much time on people who suck all of the energy out of you. There are some people who have no personal development and they want to use you as their own personal development, like what I call, they want to use you as their crutch. Learn to identify those people. And instead of spending your full day texting them back and forth advice on what you think they should do, give them advice on a personal development audiobook, on a personal podcast that they need to use or read, or give them tips that have helped you in the past and direct them. But they have to do the legwork, because unfortunately, remember, you're not here to change anyone. They must be willing to make that change first. You're here to be their hand, to help them through it and to encourage them, but not to save them from all of their malices. 20% of your team is going to produce 80% of your results. Don't think that every single person that comes into your team is going to be a success. Don't think that every single person that comes to your life that says they want this and they want that will stick with their word. You're going to speak to over 100 people on a monthly basis. And out of those 100 people, you might get 10 people to stick with you. Out of those 10 people, you might get 2 people to work with you. And that's the reality of life. But that's when you deal with the 2% of our society. There are not a lot of us, but there are some out there. And you can find them if you stay consistent. Consistency, guys, is huge. And that's why you have to stay on top of your 20% activity level. What does the activity level consist of? Basically, you're going to be adding new context every single day into your life. You're going to be inviting people in different formats. So be okay with telling people what it is you're doing. Be okay with telling people the benefits you personally see from the business, from the program, from the tools, from Shakeology, from the community of support. Share with people what has it done for you. And that's why it's important for you to commit. Because if you don't do it yourself, you won't have anything to say. And I'm not saying that you have to have a six-pack ab to invite other people. Because God knows I still don't have my six-pack abs. I had a C-section. I had 2 C-sections. And it's not easy. But you know what? I'm not giving up. And I still invite people. And I basically attract women who, like me, want to be healthy. They don't want to be stick figures. So look for people who are just like you and who are looking for a support system that you can offer. Not that anybody else can offer, but that you can offer. And then follow up with people. Don't just invite people and then leave them hanging. Most people are like where you and I were at the beginning of this journey. They are shy. They have a lot of baggages with them. They feel, they don't feel right. They have a lot of lack of self-belief. They don't have personal development. So they depend on us to follow up with them, to check in with them, to share a smile, to talk with them, you know? And then, again, continue your self-development, and then don't forget to communicate with the team. We have different and various chats. You don't have to feel like you have to plug in every single day and be present everywhere, but just check in every now and then. Don't forget to check in your team page and Team Eagle, because that's where you're going to find like-minded individuals sharing tips that can help you grow. Okay? And now I'm going to stop right now and ask and tell you that you need to stop trying to control. When you stop trying to control, change, or fix people, and you simply love them right where they are at, that's when miracles happen. And that's one of the things that I've learned and that I have to repeat to myself every single day. I can only take and tell with others as far as they want me to go. I can't force this onto anybody. All I can do is share what works. And at the end of the day, you meet people where they are, and that's when you're going to start to see results. So with that, my friends, that brings us to spring training. So a few changes will go back into place, and that is we are going to continue having our team calls. We are going to continue hosting coach opportunity, which is basically where we do like an open house. It will be most likely on a Tuesday, or it would be like it could be on one Thursday a month, but we will have, and we will continue doing every Thursday a team call. But now what I would love to see is to see leaders stepping up to the game and stepping up to the plate. And you may say, well, I'm not a leader. Well, yes, you are. You have a lot to give. And all I want you to do is use what you have learned and share it back. Maybe that is, Unides, I want to share how I, prepare my meals. I want to share how I get my customers started. I want to share how I invite. And we can do that. We can do like a round robin meeting where we can share ideas. I don't want this to be my team. I don't want this to be my calls. I want this to be our team. I want this to be our call. I want it to feel like this is home to you. Like just like when you walk into someone's house, you feel like you're welcome. That's how I want our team to be. Okay, guys? And we are going to continue doing once a month. We're going to get the coaches started right. And that means that anyone who you bring into the team or you feel like you want them added, please add them into the team and remind them that we're hosting these calls, because this is where everyone will stay up to par. And another thing is, oh, I think this deleted my announcement for Summit. Oh no, here it goes. We have Super Saturday this Saturday in New York City. If you are not in the New York City area, there are other Super Saturdays around. I know that Yvonne Camacho is going to Orlando, and I know that Diana is going to to Miami, where Kim Carver will be. So if you have not registered to attend, just show up, pay at the door, and be there. Because all you're going to do is gain knowledge on how you can grow in this business and be here for the long haul. We are going to stay after, and we're going to go to Mama Juana Queens for lunch after. So you're more than welcome to stay and join us for lunch. Okay? Then on April 8th, which is a Friday, there will be a Rock the Basics training. It will be during the daytime. And this one is for basically brand new coaches, and it's a hands-on training to get people to understand what are the basics of how to run this business. So if you have a brand new coach, please go ahead and invite them, add them to the event. It's already posted. And if you are not added to that event, please message me or your coach and we will gladly add you. Summit is coming up. Summit will happen July 28th through the 31st. I encourage you to please take this second quarter and let's create Summit momentum as of right now. I want us all to put our mindset as if we're over there already. We're ready to walk up on stage and we're ready to celebrate. What are we going to celebrate? Are we going to celebrate that you're going to be one of the Summer Strong people, contestants, the winners? Are we going to celebrate that you're going to be shredding? Are we going to celebrate that you have paid off debt, that you have decided that this is going to be your full-time career? What are we celebrating? The name of the training is Rock the Basics. So that's going to happen in July. So if we start the momentum now, we'll be ready for Summit when Summit arrives. All right, guys? So we have a few more minutes left. I know that we're at the very end of the month and some of us still want to go and hit Success Club. So if that's you, do it. Go for it. Don't give up until the last minute, until that clock strikes. I've been doing what it takes to meet those goals because we set out to meet them. So why not, right? And just be you. And if you have any questions, post below and let us know how we can help. I hope you guys found value in this. And if you have any questions, please post them in the comment section. If you want to say anything, the floor is yours. Now, Norris is the host. She told me she was going to be on a call, so I don't know. Naughty.
Well, we can unmute ourselves.
I'm still here. What do you need?
Okay. No, that I don't know if the ladies if you could unmute or if you wanted to stop the recording. We're good.
Oh, I'm gonna stop the recording. Have a good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining.